Also, they moved the Ambessa to mid. Chovy, no stranger to playing typically top lane picks in the mid lane. Obviously, we've seen a decent amount of Ambessa mid, but I'm sure he's pretty confident. We actually saw Duro reset before Delight did, move in, and we also had Keen to... Oh, that's big!
He took a turret shot. The flash on in, Viper! He elects to flash away as Duro's already here. Even the W goes wide. Viper just dropping the ball. And Gen.G will immediately capitalize on that.
The whole thing I was going to set up here is, you know, when a Camille gets neutralized and we have lane swaps and they're both soaking mid XP, the Camille doesn't get a lot of money. Obviously, we'll get some experience. But if you're a Mordekaiser who's behind and the enemy team's playing dive, you're like, cool, as Chovy may be in trouble.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. They read this perfectly. Is Delight even waiting for him to flash away? Oh, he gets headbutt over the wall. Might not matter for these two Dash champions in Sejuani and Yone. And that immediately is Hanwha Life Esports clamping back.
Prio right now, Zeus roamed all the way up to the mid lane to help control that, and it looks like they are going to give this over Gen.G and just continue to farm. I like this call because you do not want to give this incredibly strong mid-game composition power before your Ezreal gets close to those two items.
Even worse.
And I feel like, you know, getting the grub's always going to be valuable, but you really need to get ahead with your Camille if you are going to utilize it to a big way. You know, your Camille, your Yone are going to be your side laners, but currently they're both behind, as we can see. So we'll see how much value those grubs have as the game comes along. As Chovy.
Great from Chovy earlier on. Canyon.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna at least be able to dodge that one with a flash, but now put in the death chamber here is Zeus, but he's gonna go all the way to the edge. Here comes Duro though. Zeus in a bit of trouble. Can he hook shot away from this one? He is going to be blocked, and Duro will take him down for a second kill for Gen.G. And their top laner all trying to pressure this turret.
But it's Mordekaiser with flash. His ult's not up yet though.
Yeah, I mean, trying to dive this guy. We'll see how it goes as Keen just getting bullied by 4 people.
7 seconds on the ult. He was so close.
It was a tight window.
Perfect, yeah.
It was a tight window. Well executed by HLE. HLE.
Keen does have his teleport back. He's going to utilize it to come back here to lane.
And you can't dive again. He's got ult.
Yeah, he has his ult this time, but they might just CC him to death. Oh, the death realm comes out right at the last moment, and now it's Peanut who's in trouble as Viper. He wants a kill, but look at that giant chunk of damage from the turret. Keen lives. That dive was
close, but man, diving a Mordekaiser like that is so high risk, and now you're giving over grubs for free as well.
The thing is, they just don't have that much damage. It's Alistair and Sejuani who aren't pumping tons of damage. Yes, they have the CC to hold them in place, but Viper doesn't even have one item yet. Just too hard to cut through that entire health bar in time, and now they're only going to give another kill over to Keen. But Canyon's able to pick up 3 grubs for himself and equalize that earlier. Dragon's still a minute to go, so Gen.G can possibly set up to contest that as well.
Giveaway that Keen backs away from the turret.
Doesn't have we're doing it again. Okay. We're just bullying Mordekaiser. This is not very fair for Keen. I mean, he got his revenge, though, so that's nice. But this time, will be taken out. Delight gonna go into the ult even as Duro trying to get close to the turret. Kind of an awkward spot here for Hanwha.
Valuable individual Dragons worth of stats for this team to pick up early. So I really like the situation here for Gen.G. Sure, you dove Keen. You got him on that second try there, but challenges they're going to face, I'm a little bit worried.
I think one of the things is that, you know, the Camille is such reliable.
We do have Viper nearby on this one. It is a 3v2 technically. Delight trying to set this up. He really wants to just get in range of the Leona, and he will be able to. In comes the Killer Instinct, and he is just dead. Not much hope for Duro there, who got himself in a rough spot. No. He did. That was cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it does keep them a little bit occupied there, but I guess, I don't know. I was thinking, I'm really trying to grasp at straws here for him. They are going to get the turret bottom side. They're TPing.
Yeah, they're diving this Chovy, who is alone. The TP of their own coming on in. Chovy's already so low, and he will be taken down. Keen able to go to the Death Realm here against Zeka, who is just fighting him, just dashing and mashing around. He will be fine until the very end, where Ruler will take him down. Zeus wanted more, but now red buff here for Ruler. He's going in with his E. There's the solar flare. Gonna force a flash here out of Zeus. Hanwha Life Esports did not want any more from that fight.
That was such an interesting interaction.
Oh,
wait.
There's vision here now as you're trying to engage onto an Ezreal. Not an easy task because, oh, the stun with the auto doesn't come in from Delight. Will it be enough is the question. The passive, one more hit will do it. Viper gonna get the kill. And now we got Duro on the run. Hanwha Life Esports are just snowballing into more and more kills. More and more money as Chovy TP's in. He's gonna be a free kill and Gen.G just fall over like a house of cards.
I mean, this is I have a term for this, you know, we talk about this in any esports, trickling, going in one by one, hoping you're going to be the one to make the power play.
Yeah, this TP from Chovy definitely backfires in that. Looking for a bit more.
Here we go again. They just keep going in for it, and now Gen.G caught out again. He does not have his ult for 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Can he get it up? Will he even commit? As I think he tried to cast it, but it just didn't go off. Either way, he's just dead anyway.
Yeah.
With a lead. Instead, now they just tripled and quadrupled down.
I think if you want to cut down on mistakes from game 1, I don't think you'll struggle for Gen.G.
Well, I mean, they're still looking to control this dragon here, which will be sole point.
Oh, well, we'll see how it goes. Peanut with the steal, just going to take one down as Duro being bounced around, but that is a Leona. A lot of damage going into the tank. They don't seem to care, though, as Duro is going to survive, but gets bounced back in just to die as a sacrificial lamb, as only Keen will get the 1 kill. But Viper just able to do whatever he wants, and the chase down from Hanwha's comp is big. Ruler, full health, though. Gotta be careful, overextending. They don't have Viper, they don't have Zeus, as this game is getting down and dirty. And Ruler and Canyon should be able to pick up a bunch more gold to take it back.
Now, Gen.G made some big mistakes in the top lane, right? Double, triple, quadruple down, you mentioned it, but they had such a lead early in the comp scale.
So securing it is super easy. You know, you just ult the Sejuani, and there's no steal chance here for Peanut, it's just gone.
Yeah, it seems like they almost knew it was happening, like Peanut came in to check, because they're just kind of ignoring it.
And now they are going to try to trade this for Inner, but Zeus isn't quite going to get this before Keen shows up with Otacon buff here. Will be pushed away. Got a decent amount of damage to it. They also hard pushed that mid Inner. Weren't able to get that either.
Now they're actually engaging here. Not sure about this one, as it's only 3 members. Viper not here just yet, but the lineup from the Yone is big, as Viper doesn't elect to go in on that one, though. Keep in mind, they still have Otacon buff on the side of Gen.G. Hanwha Life Esports wanted to collect some gold, and it's actually going to be Gen.G who collects some gold, although Chovy goes in, gives his life away, and now Yone, Zeka looking for a bit more. He's unbound, not going to get it, and Gen.G will maintain the lead for now.
I think this is one of the problems, though, because, you know, I was thinking, right, they have Otacon, Baron's up for a while, they could just give up Drake. What can Gen.G get? Because they have all this poke, and HLE's composition is very focused on engaging and diving. The only response is to engage and dive.
But he's got 2 items and plated steel caps into your AD comp, so I don't think he really cares too much about his death score right now, and they're looking for another fight here on Dragon.
And guess what? Hanwha wants to dive in, goes to Life, finds Ruler in the back line, and this is what the Kai'Sa is so good at doing, just assassinating this AD carry. And it really just comes all down to Delight finding that angle, as Gen.G really wanted to challenge them here on the Ocean Drake. Did not work out for them.
That was so slick, and Ruler was so dead. Viper even predicted him going over the wall with a Void Seeker, and he was actually a little early on it, and it didn't matter. Ruler still dies regardless. So HLE, that is the sort of engage you want with this composition. Commit, everyone's in, and Delight with a beautiful flash combo to find the enemy AD carry.
And it's a huge difference in prio between this Dragon and the previous Dragon fight where
we're caught into, we're just going to brawl all the time.
And when you look at where the gold is now for Hanwha, hold up.
Speaking of which, yeah. Ult comes in here. Zeka going to ult to try to get in range as well. Chovy in a bit of trouble as the melee champ is going to lock down that permafrost, and down goes Chovy. Couldn't even get away on Ambessa here on the Baron. The Dragon's going to go down here for Hanwha Life Esports, but can they get here in time? TP coming in, but the damage is kind of insane. They are a bit locked in the pit, though, as this is happening. They try to ult into the backline here. Zeus is in a bit of trouble, but now he's got the peel. Goes in on a Chovy. Chovy the first one to go down. And yes, the Baron went to Gen.G, but they're losing this fight big time as Keen's going to go down eventually. We see Duro falls as well. Ruler desperately trying to get away, but the Void Seeker going to hit him. Might not be quite enough, though, as he barely scampers away from the Baron fight. So yeah, they got the objective, but they're too far behind Hanwha Life Esports, who were able to close the gap.
Yeah, now they're looking to put the pressure onto this mid inhibitor as well. At least the inhibitor turret. Ruler barely surviving there. Peanut hitting a fantastic ultimate onto the Ezreal there, nearly takes his head off. And this is the first inhibitor down against the enemy team that has Baron, as the team fight is a wash.
In the pit, though, like, we can just destroy them, and now there's not anything Gen.G can do with the Baron because, go.
Oh, very nice ult. Once again, Peanut's having the game of his life here tonight.
Back-to-back, he hit the one in the pit, which was arguably more skillful, but this one too, very surprising, very difficult to react to. Ruler is not able to avoid it. And, I mean, right now, Hanwha Life are saying, this is the beginning of the end of this game, pushing over into this bottom lane now as a 5-man, trying to get the second inhib.
Does that count as a ruler spot? I do wonder. A little bit far down the lane, not quite the ruler spot. Another engage here, pretty simple from Delight. And 5v4, and with this lead, it should be Hanwha Life just breaking down the front door and saying, thank you very much for letting me in, as here comes the second inhibitor to go down. And Hanwha Life Esports are on the doorstep of taking this game number 1. Chovy trying to run away. He's had a rough game here, 0-6, I believe, so far. And he'll have nothing to show for it at the end of this one. Down will go the Nexus. Eventually, when Hanwha Life Esports decide it, as they will buffer their KDA just a little bit.
I think when you see the Nautilus lock in there, you feel pretty comfortable just pushing the Poppy into that bottom lane. And she's going to be an incredible potential setup champ very quickly. Look at how much vision control Gen.G has over the Dragon and how much control in general they have over the Grubs. They have both sides of the map under their power.
Trying to flash to make a play here on the Nautilus. Duro is getting quite low. There's the knockup from it, and the volley gets the kill. First blood to Viper, but immediately traded back as Ruler will get one of his own. And honestly, that just kind of feels good for Ruler, who is getting extremely fed at this point in time.
Yeah, bit of a misplay from Delight, but honestly, Duro countering him quite well. The interrupt on the dash, I think they expected, hey, quick kill, Poppy slam it in the wall, it's all good. But the delay means it's a 1-for-1, and with HLE, we're trying to find an advantage.
Does join in, can offer a lot of extra damages. We're not done yet.
Viper in a lot of trouble here. The dive comes in, but Ruler was tanking the turret. Got a little bit dicey. Duro as well got to take 2 turret shots, but nobody's here to punish, so the dive still works out. They get the kill on the Viper, and they deny him even more CS.
He has no farm. Like, he's 30 CS down.
Yep, in a really rough spot, and especially considering you're taking an Ashe, a pick that is so strong in the early levels.
Oh,
Peanut.
Flash on in with the harpoon, and they're just getting in there on the Peanut, who is in a really rough spot. Even the Talia wall making his way over. Gonna flash the wall, does Peanut. Zeka in an awkward spot himself on top of some rocks. They want to turn this one around. Going for the big sweep here onto Keen, onto Canyon, because they're trying to take down Peanut, but they can't quite do it. Even the sweep to save his life. It's a double kill for Zeka. As immediately Hanwha Life Esports find an angle and pick up 2 kills.
Significant. It buys him a lot of space here. Zeus comes over, Peanut flashes out, and then they commit even harder onto the Xin Zhao, and Zeka is here to peel. They're just so hell-bent on forcing this fight to work. They lose a lot of the advantage they had moments before.
He shows up.
Yeah.
I thought we solved this.
Well, what's scary is, okay, I don't think Canyon saw him actually. He's got a control word here.
Zeka's in a lot of trouble as Canyon just kind of waltzing on in, and, you know, Peanut was just there. So they're like, oh, this area of the map is clean. Nope, it is absolutely not. He's okay for now.
He's alive.
Yeah.
He was not sent to the death chamber, but these grubs certainly will be, and that is going to be 6 grubs for Gen.G, the full stack.
Yeah, it feels like Gen.G, you know, there have been some little mistakes in this game still, but it's a larger lead, and they're utilizing the pressure better. I feel like they have a lot more tools to make plays with as well. So they're doing that well, as Viper's going to get hit with the combo here, as Zeus is trying to make space in the front line, but that turret's about to go down, and Zeus might just die first, as in he goes with the ult. And, you know, he went down as a warrior, but he still goes down. Could have just tried to flash away.
He's just done.
Yeah. Just feels like the blue side is really enjoying kind of getting very strong compositions and having it play itself out very well. And it's been Gen.G both times, though, that has been able to get leads and utilized it much better this time around. Duro, not expecting all of those players from Hanwha Life Esports to be quite that close. Meanwhile, big committal from Hanwha on the bottom side of the map, and Ruler's just going to take more turrets. He's playing a PvE game. He had to deal with the Cassante that one time. And, of course, dove Viper the other time. Gonna take down the turret, and now he's Valkyrieing in as Viper desperate to try to save the turret. It's not gonna work out for him.
Yeah, you guys are all bottom side. I'm gonna push the mid turret. Oh, you think you can defend the mid turret? Can get up there pretty quickly. And this is just hopeful here, I think, for Hanwha Life to try to contest this Herald right now.
Yeah, I think for them, they have to send it at some point. They're gonna choose right now to do it. We'll see if it works out for them. The answer is absolutely not so far. Zeka does get here with his TP, but the fight's already over when Zeus gets chunked that much.
Death Rush or something. Peter's been waiting here a long time.
Hello, he says, as in he goes with the Crescent Guard, and Chovy not having his flash. I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this one. So many members coming in, the Poppy ult as well. And that is a shutdown for Zeka, so the desperation pays off. There's no Baron. We're just talking about the objectives, what's not on the map. And Hanwha Life Esports are the one that go for the sneaky play and claw their way back in. The arrow going to hit Ruler. He's got Cleanse. He wants to try to shut down Viper, but now he's got to flash away from a Cassante as he's all alone here, desperate to try to take out Viper, and he will be able to. I feel like Viper absolutely should have just let Zeus handle that.
Because Keen was also, after the wave was fully pushed in, kind of shadowing here as well and trying to clear up some vision on the top side of the jungle. The moment he leaves, that's when Zeus strikes here. I don't know if we'll call it a Ruler spot in this situation since he did get the kill.
And Peanut just showed bot. Oh, I mean, it's the worst possible timing. I was going to say, you know, Ruler having the most gold, being down summoners, potential for, like, you know, if you catch them on Atakan, if you're able to engage on them and catch Ruler, that is maybe a win con, but Peanut shows bot again, trying to kill Chovy. They lose the Atakan buff. Herald is pushing top. It's not looking good.
The X Factor is definitely the Herald here. I mean, you can't out-trade this.
They're even looking for a potential dive. I mean, Kenny's got Atakan, so certainly threatening it at least. Delight trying to create space and deny the Herald charge. It's not going to happen. That's one Azir turret and one regular turret to be taken down on the top side. So Gen.G really trying their best to snowball as much as possible. The arrow is very much on point as pulled back is Keen as the stun lasts basically forever, but that is just the Atakan buff taking down 200 gold over to their side as they take a bit of extra damage. Viper and Peanut thinking about continuing this fight, but Ruler just a bit too scary at this point in time. Needed it a little bit. It's kind of been the same for a long time, but Gen.G, again, they're so good. They have been good, at least in this game. They've been clean about getting their lead and sticking with it and not overextending and really just trying to take little wins here and there. They're still very much in control of this one. They put down the Weaver's wall, and that is a very nice equalizer as well. Man. That gigantic shove! Delight and Zeka taking so much damage, and it's up to Zeus to just try to create some space, but he's just going to be burned down. Another shove comes through. Crescent Guard has to be used from Peanut just to try to survive.
Team is diving in, taking somebody out of the fight, cutting them in half with Weaver's Wall, sieging with Atakan buff when you're this far ahead.
Not doing a crazy amount of damage is okay because you have this Azir, but that's not really the case right now, you know? They don't really have... The Ashe doesn't exist, and Zeka's not far enough ahead, and the whole team is too far behind. Cannon going very deep for this one. The arrow even gonna try to punish that as they thought they saw an angle. And with Chemtech Soul about to be taken down here by Gen.G, Hanwha Life feeling the pressure. They know they got to make some kind of play, but now down an Ashe Arrow, you got to say Viper's really just not going to find much use in this one. We'll see if he can make something happen. As over the wall, in goes Peanut, but it's not going to happen this time around. He doesn't have the Crescent Guard either. Down goes the Hanwha Life Esports jungler, and into the backline they isolate Zeka. Nice sweep, but it's just to keep him alive for just a moment here. Should be a very clean ace to the side of Gen.G, and that should be the game number 2.
Yeah, even without the equalizer, so far ahead, they can easily win that fight. It was a beautiful buffer there by Canyon on the knockaway with his ult to lock them down, but I think the writing's been on the wall for a while in this game. Gen.G with a convincing answer for that game 1, the HLE one.
I love this draft from Gen.G. It's a standard Talia Vi draft, but there's so many elements of it that aren't expensive for Fearless. You played Nautilus, you played Corki here, and you know, at the end of the day, this is what a blue side draft should look like. The execution this time for Gen.G clean enough to take out the Nexus. There's a few ways to catch the Zeri. Like, you can catch her with a Maokai ultimate. If you can root the Zeri early on, like, that can work, but it is going to be very difficult to catch the Zeri. Having a secondary threat in these fights can be a big problem.
Aatrox is a good pick into the 4 picks that came before the Vayne. Not going to be fun playing Aatrox in a Vayne, even if you avoid the early level.
I like this level 1, though.
Keen doesn't have flash, so he is going to ghost, and he is going to just die. I mean, tries to go in there and create space for Canyon, but instead he's the one that eats the kill, and also Canyon is denied.
Zeus was he went straight to the bottom lane, and Ruler's going to have to flash.
Wow.
They were able to group up on a Vayne that they know doesn't have flash. They sent the Aatrox bottom.
Oh
God!
Ruler's just dead to electrocute! He got zapped out of the sky!
You buffed that enough, and I guess you could just kill a Zeri. All right, well.
It's just that playing this comp from behind, it really is just that feeling of, it's okay, guys, we scale. Just wait for the inevitable late game, or maybe some mistakes from Hanwha Life Esports, but
it's the way that it happened, I think, that is the reason why it feels so bad, right? Like, the way that Zeus was able to kill Ruler in the bottom lane while he's trying to greed for those minions. You know, it's the way that they were able to catch a flashless Vayne in the top side. Because I still think this game is 100% playable for Gen.G. They're just one hand tied behind their back for now. They will scale, and if they can stave off the pressure a little bit more, there is definitely an angle for them to come back. They will grab this first dragon as well here. It's just, will we see further issues? Will we see this further snowballing here? Because Gen.G can recover a few good skirmishes for them, and they're right back in it. They have that global Galio.
Thankfully, he is with us here on the caster desk, just in case we need certification. So far, did not pass the certification test, did Ruler.
It is looking less and less likely that we will have a certification in this game as we get closer to 12 minutes in.
But hey, you never know.
You never know.
It can come at any time, sometimes when you never expect it. As they're setting up again. Here, this time, trying to get in onto Keen, and Keen, he's going to pop his ult, but isn't too late. He goes in Viz. But Zeus, down a flash. Is he in range? He's got Zeka with him, and that should be enough, right? Zeka? Okay, there you go. One auto takes him down. Still has 2 charges on a Spirit Rush against Lee Sin. Viper, he's trying as hard as he possibly can, now that he's picked up BT, to already start putting on a lot of lane pressure, and that's really what he's going to enjoy on this pick here. You know, again, not the traditional AD carry, but he picks up that early BT. He's very safe, and he will shut down mid lane and just hold it down for the rest of his team to continue with this this lead they have.
You know, we haven't been huge fans of the MF, but this is something she does really well, and why teams pick her is once you have that BT, no AD carry can really contest mid priority against you.
And you have double up, which just naturally does a ton of damage, so you just kind of keep chipping away, healing up, getting your shield back, and it's Zeri just kind of pitifully trying to finish a cull so she can get that first item. Very close now.
Oh, man.
Keen, I mean, he might get flashed on here. Keen does not have flash. There it is, the Q, and the ult is not even needed.
He had to just commit his ghost and run away, I think, there. But he waited so long, loses his ghost anyways, and still dies.
To a Rift Herald fight, it's not that meta.
Yeah, I also don't think...
You probably lose anyway.
I don't think Zeka needs to TP, so he's just very happy to keep Keen under a turret and continue to put that pressure on 2 levels up.
So Hanwha Life, they just have this lead, and it just snowballs out of control because Gen.G don't have any control at all.
Yeah, it's the classic, you know, 0-3 Vayne, TP's in, pops ult, tumbles, goes invisible, presses condemn, dies immediately. Just everything, the charm from Zeka, the delight Q as well. If Gen.G were ahead and you have the extra budget to pick up QSS, not just for Keen but for Ruler as well, on top of the cleanse, and his cleanse is regularly up, that is when it can feel really hard for HLE. But now, that's so far away. This CC is going to stick, and if they burn cleanse of Ruler, that cooldown is going to feel so long.
The extra dragon that Gen.G were able to pick up early on is so helpful in this game for giving them the longevity they need to potentially survive. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying it's very unlikely that they'll survive to Zeri being on 2 items and having a team fight they can take. I mean, she may end up getting a second item in this game. I just don't know if she'll be team fighting with have the dragon, though. And Hanwha Life are grabbing now Soul Point. You'd have 5 minutes less time to sit around and avoid fights here. So at least there's that. I mean, I'm really cup 1/10 fulling this one.
This.
At that health, yeah, I think...
At this health, let's see. As the sweet spot's going to hit, he dodges the second one, but the damage is in. The flash comes down in 1 auto. Zeus! I think he gained health on that fight. He gained health in the 1v1.
He has flash advantage. He actually couldn't... He was like, okay, I'm actually going to flash for the triple sweet spot so I can have the big ball on top of that pain.
Very much Gen.G here because they know, you know, you give Zeri a moment, you give Vayne a moment. You're going to have a moment yourself as Duro and Ruler will hop away together, dash away. In comes the TP, they got that. As the flash comes in, they get behind Viper, and now may be able to take him down. There you go, the shutdown, but now here comes the massive team fight from the side of Hanwha Life Esports. They group everyone up. They don't have a lot of damage as the taunt goes in onto the Aatrox. There's the kill, but the Aatrox might just be enough from this far ahead, level 15. Ruler, though, the AD carry still left alive. In goes Canyon. He wants to continue the fight. Zeus going back in against the 2 of them as he desperately wants to get on to Ruler here, but I just don't think he has the reach to do so. Zeka sticking around, winning the 1v1, and now chipping away at Canyon's health bar might have been enough as Ruler just doesn't have a front line to continue cutting this one out. A bit scary but Gen.G gave it, you know, the old college try.
Can't certify that one, unfortunately. Ruler's so close.
Doesn't really do anything this time around. Doesn't have the flank angle.
Doesn't have the flank, doesn't have a flash. Not going to be able to get on top of Viper this time, and that's just Dragon, as you say. And now Zeka, ult back in hand. A good angle here. It's the best they're going to get.
So risky, though. And Zeka was the lowest HP person. He's going to TP back in.
It's going to reset, too.
Now, I don't know about this.
I mean, they can hold it for a while.
Just flip
Zeka
the
has
game.
TP.
You know what?
Might as well.
It's a 13% full game. Just flip it.
Zeka's going to TP very far away, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is getting relatively low, 5,000 health as Zeus has the angle. It's just going to come down to a flip. The charm goes totally wide, but in goes Delight. Everybody's so low, and it does go the way of Hanwha Life Esports. This fight is good for Peanut, and that should be the nail in this one, as the right side of the fight is heavily Hanwha Life. Chovy trying to desperately get away from an MF who's about to strut her way over and try to take him down. And 1Q, 1 auto, not quite enough. As Chovy may just barely, he's gonna have to flash that one as the rain comes down. He's still on the run. He's still on the run, and he gets his ult up, and there he goes down. As it is a full ace, finally, for Hanwha.
I think there was a lot of scenarios where that fight went wrong for Gen.G. Even
Got
if
a
they
kill onto
3 entire levels up.
and then he got another kill. Yeah, he's 3 levels up. He's about to hit level 17 as well.
I mean, Keen played this game a little bit disrespectfully, but it's the early level 1 that gave him a little bit of an edge, and he ran with it, man. He got that solo kill, crushed Keen in the second 1v1. Now he's just going in.
He's got Otacon buff. He's like, all right, I'm ready to rumble. Somebody fight me, please. I'm so fed right now. He flashes in, and this is looking like old Otacon buff. Making some room. Down goes Viper, though, as Hanwha Life Esports, he's taking a little bit too big of a bite there.
Yeah,
They're not going to get the inhibitor.
Wolf was talking a bit about Keen being disrespectful, and I think we just a decision.
I mean, he could have flashed instantly out, but that would have been equally funny, I think.
I feel like they had the ending drops, the driplets of the Otacon buff, and they just desperately wanted to send a message or something. It looked funny. They're still going to win the game. They still have Baron for 30 seconds on 3 members. As TP comes in onto a turret, Chovy does get into the front of the fight as Zeus maybe trying to get another kill onto Keen here. He is going to have a bit of help from Viper, who flashes on in and gets some revenge himself. As down will fall the Nexus turrets. They have so many cannon minions that are empowered on this one. As this game felt like a done deal at minute 1, and Hanwha Life Esports will make it a done deal here at minute 30. As down goes the Nexus, they take the lead 2-1. You know, I'm no expert on Viego versus Sylas matchup, right? But it feels like it would go better than Karthus mid, right?
Yeah, I feel like Karthus into Sylas is so difficult because Sylas has his dash and he can get on top of you with a stun. It's really hard to actually drop Skittles on him.
This is very nice burst, right? He can extend a fight, but Viego, I feel like, should win in a long one. As Chovy, or rather Zeka gets hit by a gigantic knockup, just a full charge. Meanwhile, Zeus is just TPing away. He's like, all right, see you later, buddy. He's a level 1 Nari. He's going to hit level 2. And now already flashes away from the binding as Duro does take the aggro. Here comes the TP down to the bottom side. Keen trying to get in there and get aggro himself, as there it is. First blood comes in, and Keen even able to flash away. As clean as that, they get first blood for Gen.G.
Remember, Gen.G's perma life on the line, and they actually are going to start to take this away.
I don't think that HLE can comfortably contest this with the fact that Chovy's level 6. Zeka only just hits his level 6 now, but like the power of the Viego, that spike is so big.
But Gen.G kind of just let it go. Like they went in, they got 1 and left.
Yeah.
So Peanut's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just take them down.
I guess the big thing is that they have both bot laners on the top side.
Yeah.
So don't really want to lean into that. I'm fully convinced by the Viego.
Yeah, not
Sylas.
He definitely needs
uncharted
more
territory.
items, I think,
Yeah.
than the Sylas.
You know, one other thing about this, you know, when you look back to the draft, the bans against Peanut, he won't have Viego anymore either, by the way. Moving forward, if Gen.G win this game, we
No
go to 5.
paper, man?
Yeah. You know, very happy about the counter pick that he did get in this one.
Oh, meanwhile, engage here on a Chovy. Gonna respect the Zyra, just flashes out. You see Gen.G, they want to get as many grubs as possible. They'll get 1. So deny another objective point. Hanwha Life Esports look to close the distance, look to zone them away, but here comes Chovy once again as the Bard ult's going to sail very wide. Smite comes in, that actually went to Canyon, I think.
Yeah, I believe it did.
And so Peanut now down his smite, and now Canyon has to flash the wall. The Jin, though, helping out, keeping him around. They're just CCing them both to death as they both disappear. As in, Zeka is very deep, and he will be traded back. Ruler now, 1v3, Delight very low, and Chovy on the stolen Silas for a bit more. But I think maybe Viper got enough room here as, yeah, Chovy no flash.
Duro has his ult. Again, you mentioned earlier, he's super low XP in this game as
Zeka sneaking around the left side. Ruler in a bit of trouble. He doesn't have his flash, but they're just missing everything. The chains, they get cleansed, and Ruler dodges almost everything, but eventually, even though Zeka and Viper tried their hardest to miss, they still got the kill. Still Silas, so eventually you're just dead. He played around vision excellently there, so props to Zeka. Even though the skill shots weren't there, the actual play was great. As Chains, they're getting themselves very close to Ruler, as in goes the Scion, gonna take out Peanut. That is the punish, but here comes the follow-up from Hanwha Life Esports. Very low is the Cardless. They take out Ruler as well, but the Skittle will hit onto the Mininar. Viper just gonna take out Duro, who was very deep in there. That's a double kill to the Jin, who, with a Collector against this comp, as long as they're not hitting Scion, this Jin is going to be pumping damage. And so far this series, you know, we had Cloud Soul in the last one, which actually was pretty big. Duro in a lot of trouble here. He is going to go golden with his buddy there, trying to get over the wall. He will not be able to survive, gets sniped on the backside. As Viper, he's making this Jin look overpowered in this game.
Skill shot, so well played. Viper is starting to take over this game, and I don't know if this Viego comp is going to work.
And there it is, another root comes in from the Jin. And against a Karthus, against a Varus, against a Bard, you're just feasting right now. Yeah, and this should be, I mean, we do have Chovy on the backside here. He is level 12, and Viper kind of in a rough spot, but a miss on the stun doesn't quite matter as the chains will hit, and that is a couple of kills. Chovy on the flank, they did not see this one coming. Even the Requiem going to be utilized here just to take the kill down. Gen.G strike back.
Beautiful flank coming out from Chovy. I feel like if he gets on the backline, and again, squishy comp falls over quickly, those tools aren't necessarily available.
Infernal Soul with some of those additional stats as well. We split 1-1 the first rakes. As Herald is just going to charge through the mid lane. Don't know if they quite have enough damage to take it out, though, on this wave.
Yeah. Not quite able to get that, but this does open up this Dragon. Not a lot of vision here as Peanut, he's caught max range. He is able to flash out, though. But he has to utilize his ult. He doesn't have to, but he gets out of there. But again, none of that really matters. What matters here is that Gen.G get the Infernal Drain.
But I think, you know, Zeus doesn't have TP and is pushing top. I think the call from HLE was not to contest in the first place. So a long way away from Soul. A second Dragon's not going to do that much, just a small percentage of extra stats. And Zeus got 2 towers in that push.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to this Gnar. That's going to be a big threat, especially taking out this Scion later on. You have an 80 carry that went Collector first, is now getting some of that armor pen. Won't read it too well as Zeus.
I mean, yeah, he's still here. Says he's gonna hop over the top, but look at this. Now we get the Requiem. Is it enough? Not quite, as he goes Mega as well.
Oh, nice dodge.
Barely survive. Very nice dodge there in the end. And now Chovy maybe in a bad spot. Level 14, can they punish? The TP is coming in. The Bard stolen by Zeka. Gonna keep Chovy around, but everybody's golden forever. As now Zeus not even get the timing down. And that's a kill from Keen to punish. Just trying desperately to take out Chovy is not going to work in this play. Gen.G pick up 2 kills. As now the knockup comes in on Akeem, but Viper can't do much damage to him just yet. It's just 2 kills to Gen.G.
And, I mean, it's a scrappy fight, but it's proactive plays from Gen.G.
On the other side, they take the Atakan, but Ruler wasn't in position, so it's just gone, and they're so slow to move over to Atakan. HLE should be able to get up here, I think, in time?
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of a misread here from Gen.G on what Hanwha were prioritizing.
I think they get it.
They might be able to try to fight, though.
Hanwha Life, they're just going to let it go.
As quick enough.
Yeah, just not able to quite get up there. They didn't have vision. I mean, you can assume they're doing it, but they get the Infernal, and now Hanwha will just have to play this game where they have to try to wait out for about 2.5 minutes.
And Chovy going to utilize his right now after a back.
See Duro on vision. Peanut still not taken out, but there it is as he throws an ult in, and the damage is enough. They burst it down while Peanut is golden.
Clean.
And that is just a clean Baron and Otacon take here for Gen.G.
Just shut down the enemy jungler, put him in stasis.
Zeka on Silas, unfortunately not having the impact he would like, as, okay, Duro just gonna kind of run by them, but they have Requiem, they have TPs coming in. Delight is isolated, flashes over to the Magical Journey, but again, they still have Otacon, so best you were getting was 200 gold out of Duro. Instead, it is a Delight that goes down. And Gen.G are really running away with this game now.
So a few resources burnt to ensure that your support gets out, but your support now has ultimate. So he's ready to set something up here.
Yeah, and they go. They already, okay, well, it's going to be Peanut who goes golden himself this time, but eventually just dies instead. And they're just getting bowled over. Still 25 seconds here on the Otacon buff. And they're going to lock down Viper on the backside there as, okay, nice peel from Zeka, going to go golden himself as well. Meganar gets denied. And again, still 14 seconds on Otacon. So Gen.G just pushing through and getting insane value out of this double bow. Maybe a kill here. You would have to wait 5 seconds, so.
Right. And there's just so much map control for Gen.G.
Flash on in, at least Zeka is here, but Peanut has just been farmed right now by Gen.G. 4 kills in a row, it feels like, as the Zyra not quite hitting the mark. And Gen.G just getting even more value out of their push. You can see the damage is already done by the Requiem. And you just have to back off. You only have 3 people there. Zeka not even here, finally gets back.
I mean, Chovy is just so huge at this point with Titanic and Death's Dance. He can just walk at them and set up for resets.
Well, Zeus is going to try to press some buttons here. He's not even able to clear the wave. And that should do it on this one. Chovy on the mid-Viego alongside of his team will be taking down this game number 4. And you guessed it, we will have Silver Scrapes here once again in these best of 5s as Blue Side reigns supreme 4 times in a row, getting the wins. Has even the stolen Bard ultimate on the wave, just desperately trying to stop this push. It might be able to now, but it's still 25 seconds on Zeus, and now 25 seconds on Viper. They get the stun here on a Peanut. He's got a Zhonya's, and low on health. Gen.G still not gonna back down. They will take this game number 4. And the problem for them really is that they'll be on red side for game 5. We'll have to see how that one does go as the series does get tied up 2-2.
Yes, Victor has some decent poke and some decent range here, but he's also going to be very vulnerable, isn't very mobile, can be run down as a really, and so you can just avoid his gravity well. You can harass him early in lane and start to build up those stacks. I love this pick for Chovy in this draft. Gold, you mentioned Ox. Ruler is also getting a ton of money. You can look at the gold difference between these two AD carries, still relatively even.
Oh, Keen, he's going for it. He's trying to get in there. Oh, he just wants
on it.
A little smidgen of XP, and he will get in.
Duro, I don't know.
The only issue is that, yeah, he hits level 2, but he's still dead. So First Blood is given over, and now maybe
Wait,
Duro.
they might just be able to take... It's so low. I think they'll back away with Canyon being there, but...
As I was going to whiff on Zeka, but does clear the wave.
It wasn't quite cataclysmic, that one,
no,
you know.
But like, Zeus is 650 gold ahead of an Ornn, but doesn't have a ton of money necessarily. Still has a decent amount of money from all these plates, but isn't going to just automatically going to be, because she's 650 gold over the Ornn, able to start really side laning super hard and pulling Gen.G around the map, but does end up getting a decent amount of money. And now the gold lead evened out until this turret goes down between the 80 carries. Ruler should be able to pull ahead just a little bit here now after this one does go down, but pretty even early game. Both of these compositions scale very well.
The carries, that's what he's doing in this game.
And we see the TP come bot. Zeus wants to continue the pressure onto Keen. It does mean they're sacrificing these grubs. Peanut might consider trying to steal one, but I think it's too risky.
He thought about it, but at the end of the day, just gonna
Power
give
is
this
so
up.
low. He can't. Not only can he not walk up to it, but you see Zeus waiting as much time as possible to deny that cannon's going to die.
Can't get anything.
Yeah, it's better than not a control ward. 44 CS the difference.
This is one of those moments where Chronicler backstage is like, he should buy a support item, and then he's gonna be like, I'm not kidding, he should buy a support item. I can hear a Chronicler saying it backstage. He's got like his hands on his head, he's like, I'm serious. We see these games so rarely, but it does happen.
At least Keen has got it pulled to his turret. We have Ocean Soul. Very exciting.
Zeus very far behind as well with the lane swap.
Oh, could get a fight coming in here. We do have the charged ult from Chovy and Gen.G moving in.
Yeah. It's not going to be incredibly strong at this point, but at least he's level 11, and he's well farmed, right? So they have to respect it, and I think Hanwha Life Esports might just do that. If they're not going to respect it, they got to TP the Gwen, and there it is. That is a very nice angle. As the smite isn't there for Gen.G, and they immediately just have to evacuate. They TP the Ornn in.
I think that was a mistake. I think it was pretty clear that they were out.
Yeah.
And I think they could have just... He could have got a couple of CS. He could have doubled his farm.
We'll try to make something out of it here.
That's rough, man.
The ult looked cool.
Or they should have committed more heavily. It was really scary because Zeus was also on the flank with his teleport. His teleport was more relevant, and if Gen.G had last minute decided to hard force there, it could have been even worse.
The thing is as well with the Ornn ult, if you're using it at a long range against a Karma, a Wukong, it's so hard to actually hit. The movement speed from the Karma makes such a big difference, especially with Shirelius as well. Just easily dashing out of these situations.
Maybe a little catch here. Delight getting pretty low. A chance for a ult. Rocket hits him.
Chovy could have committed his ult there, I think.
Still available for Chovy.
You know, honestly,
that would be huge. That would be a huge swing, even though we are talking a lot about the late game in this one.
Oh, this is big.
That's a turret.
Power. Yeah, getting mid tier 1 against Aurelion Sol. Definitely nice. Sorry, bro.
We have a level 11 Ornn who is looking to party. We got another TP, but it's very late as Chovy only gets here now. The Drake's already gone.
Man, some slow macro moves here from Gen.G. They could try to turn this into Otacon, though. They have a ton of burn with this.
A ton of damage.
Yeah, with this Aurelion Sol, you just hold Q.
They can kind of zone them out as well. Ornn, Aurelion Sol, a lot of space control, and Hanwha Life Esports is just going to say, okay, take it. They don't care.
He's pushing hard, and I mean, that turret is basically just going to disappear.
I mean,
it's gone.
They are giving away Otacon for free, so that's going to be Gen.G taking down Otacon, but mid-inner is the trade here for Hanwha Life Esports.
Thing is, you know, they need Ornn to be there to set up the engage, but he's also the one who has to answer the Gwen.
And eventually they have to press their buttons at each other, right? Somebody has to go in and do something. It just feels like, as we've talked about, they want to scale, but here we go. That's a button pressed, as they're not really going to hit anything. But they pressed their buttons, guys. That's something. And now Gen.G have to run away from the massive Gwen that is doing a lot of damage, but they just flash out of there.
That may just be Baron. I mean, everybody's super low here. Gen.G have to back away.
They got Ornn flash, they got Chovy flash, and now, the knockup with the pillar. You see the coordination with the Trundle and the Ornn. And it's just some low health bars. I don't think Hanwha Life Esports can start up the Baron.
And this would be Sol for HLE if they can secure it.
This is such a tense moment here. This game, like you said, Valdez, about to be blown open. Both teams so scared of what it means.
Yeah. You see the traps are setting down. It's really corralling Gen.G into an awkward spot. Chovy on the flank here himself, just threatening Peanut, but so is Zeus on the top side, as we talked about. Ruler's really got his mark on him up there. Here comes the Ornn. Peanut in the pit is going to be forced out. As they try to burst it down, they just want to take that one as a big knockup comes in into the Chovy ult. They get Peanut, as Peanut's taken down, but what is the cost? Chovy is going down super low as it is stolen away. No Ocean Soul comes in. Gen.G now on the run, just trying to disengage, and they will be able to. Chovy, though, not sure about him.
He should be able to get out in this. I think he has time.
Oh man, Chovy played that on the edge, living with what looked like sub 100 health there.
Wow. As much as Zeka. No flash.
Okay, going to be denied there. Chovy's eating turret damage as well. They immediately call off the play. And Gen.G, they got the turret, but
that might be a Baron call.
Look at the bottom lane here. Yep. We do have Zeus just pushing with TP.
I think you can just play for time here if Zeus is getting this pressure on the side.
Someone has to answer, though, and it is going to be Keen for now. He doesn't have teleport, but Zeus could just come over here, and this Baron will disappear. Chovy doesn't have TP, he can't back.
But he does have the Mega Ult, which is so dangerous to play against in this situation.
They're trying to mark him here. You see Zeka gets the vision. Will they commit to this? It's really up to Canyon.
So
he's going to have to flash over. As here we go, ult is called down, and the burst, it goes to Peanut. He lands that smite, as now Hanwha Life Esports is trying to disengage. They're just trying to get away. All the flashes burn. Delight and Peanut just trying to get out of here, but Chovy is going to pick off one.
He's reset. He's not going to chase too far, though. It's just too risky.
Yeah, Gwen's hovering around, though, not being split from them, which means an engage isn't even that viable of a strategy since Gwen is there.
Yeah, you can see that there was one auto from Viper onto Chovy. He is already chunked out.
And it was Zeus here on a flank now.
I mean, somebody's got to face check. Somebody's got to get in. Zeka's doing that damage. Toby's going to get stunned up by the Victor.
Toby's dead!
And he's down! And now it's all up to Ruler, but immediately the Ornn goes down.
Can't kill anybody.
I mean, Ruler's chasing desperately onto the Gwen, but there's just too many people that they got to deal with. He's able to kite it out as Zeka's mom is cheering. She is extremely happy with the current situation, obviously.
He's the one who's got the best wave clear here. And this is a Gwen, a Fed Gwen. I don't know if they can defend this.
There is a lot of wave clear this pillar. I think they take
have...
the inhib and they just go to Dragon. I think that's a call. Chovy and Keen have TP though. If HLE are going to do this, they need a reset or they need to be fast.
Yeah, Zeka and Zeus can TP towards that base if Gen.G try to drop this wave and contest the Dragon. I think there's just no way they can contest the Dragon. They're going to simply have to give this up. There's no ward on the base or anything like that for Hanwha Life. We'll just give Baron because I think we can deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, he just holds the wave.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Oh.
Nah. They saw it coming a mile away.
Peanuts is not a chance.
Not today.
Kings. And this game is easily Gen.G. So, yes, advantage for HLE right now. And it looks like the Gwen is going to capitalize on that and take the inhib. Now things start to get scary.
Yeah, it's got to be triple inhibs, and then the minions do the work.
Inhibitor, and that's it.
I almost start to feel like Gen.G are going to have to make a risky, proactive play here, or they're just going to get grinded out of the game.
Yeah, they couldn't even do that.
And I just don't think their composition really allows for it at this stage.
It's so hard because all sums are for HLE. If you throw in the Ornn and someone flashes it, you have nothing.
Yeah, I mean, all you have is a pillar otherwise.
All right, well, Chovy's going to press some buttons here on the Delight. That's a big chunk, but it's not enough. You got to get some kills here. Zeka is doing insane damage himself. They're cornered with their backs against the wall. Gen.G desperate to clear the waves, but they're losing health before they can even do that. The pressure might just be too much as look at the Nexus turrets bit by bit getting chunked out.
They have to go.
They gotta go, in they go. Ruler, he is gonna flash away as a big bomb comes out from Chovy, but I don't think it's enough. Zeus is gonna open it up, and out come the needles as they chip away at that front line. Hanwha Life Esports looks like they have finally done it in a grindy game number 5. They will take the first ever LCK Cup victory.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.